Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, PM breaks silence on faith-based school saga. 4 die from leptospirosis. And 20 police officers die from health-related issues.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Aposita Pale.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has finally broken his silence on the ongoing saga between the Catholic Church and the Education Ministry. Speaking during a Talanoa session in Navala village Mba today, Bainimarama clarified that the posting of non-religious head teachers and principals to faith-based schools will not affect religious teachings. Bainimarama stressed it is not the job of the teachers to make children understand their faith better, as they are there to help educate students for a brighter future. Philippe Nekaso has more.
The Prime Minister, while answering a question during the Talanoa session, told those present that the teaching of faith begins at home.
This issue is not about faith but about our children. The ongoing issue between faith-based schools should not affect our children's education.
He says the government's main concern is to ensure that students receive the best education.
My main concern is what will be taught to the students. I'm not concerned about religious teachings, but if this is prioritized, then what about the other subjects that students need to learn?
The Prime Minister has reiterated he will not change his mind when it comes to prioritizing the education of our future leaders.
Some of these changes are part of the reforms in 2009 and it's for the betterment of Fijian children academically.
He also used this opportunity to advise the parents and elders of the village to focus on their children's education. Philippe Naikaso, FBC News.
4 people from the Central Division have died as a result of leptospirosis, and this has led the Health Ministry to declare an outbreak of the bacterial disease. Sainiani Mboila reports close to 70 leptos cases have been recorded in the Central Division from January 1st.
There have been 69 cases of leptospirosis recorded in the Central Division, with 18 people admitted at the Colonial War Memorial Hospital for further treatment. The Health Ministry has confirmed majority of the cases in children are between 1 to 19 years of age and adults between 20 to 29 years of age. The ministry says the outbreak may have been a result of the recent heavy rain and flooding in the division. Leptospirosis is a disease caused by bacteria which affects both humans and animals. Humans get leptospirosis through contact with urine of infected animals. People who are associated with animals such as farmers have a high risk of getting the disease. However, in the current outbreak, it also involves people who do non-animal related work. Medical officers have been alerted to encourage early recognition, treatment and referral of cases as required. Symptoms of leptospirosis include high fever, chills, headache, muscle aches, nausea and vomiting, red eyes, abdominal pain, diarrhea, cough, shortness of breath and rashes. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
The police commissioner has revealed that a total of 20 officers have died in the last 13 months due to health-related issues. Brigadier General Sitiveni Gilio says a strict health audit which will be carried out annually will ensure his officers are fit for duty. Pranita Prakash with more details.
The police chief says it's disappointing to be burying some of his officers as young as 36 and 38 years of age.
Last year was a very sad year for the Fiji Police Force. We lost 18 of our police officers in 12 months. And most of that, 17 I can say, were through NCD type illnesses. And this year, I've already lost 2, and the third one just this morning. And I have a few that are hospitalized with serious conditions. And these are cases that had been picked up in our health audit.
Brigadier General Sitiveni Gilio says this is a major concern as the loss of officers has not only affected the force but their families as well.
At the moment, I've been burying officers at 36, 38 years old. The latest one that had just passed away is in his early 40s. The most saddest part of losing an officer is standing there at the funeral of the officer and looking at his young kids standing there fatherless or motherless at that moment.
He says that while 2018 was a successful year for the force, the health of his officers was a major issue. The police commissioner has also highlighted he will be taking disciplinary action against officers who failed to attend the annual compulsory fitness test this year. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
A service company is currently being investigated by the Fiji Revenue and Customs Service for transfer pricing. In an exclusive interview with FBC News, Chief Executive Viswanath Das says this company is alleged to be charging 75% commission for its offshore sales. Rachel Nath with more.
Transfer pricing is simply a method used to dodge tax by certain offshore businesses like this particular company.
One case which is still, again, still under investigation, not complete yet, but we can reveal more details later on, is having a commission rate of 75%. So how reasonable is that? It's just common sense, just logical that you cannot have a 75%. So immediately it's a red flag, it's a risk.
A high commission rate would mean this particular company could submit the sale as an expense in its tax returns with the Revenue and Customs, which in turn would mean the company could avoid paying huge tax payments.
Fiji has a lot of private companies, so private companies have their own set of risk. Transfer pricing documentation, because it's part of the requirement that if there are transactions like that, then you got to have proper documentation and how everything was determined.
Viswanath thus says eradicating transfer pricing remains a challenge for the Revenue and Customs, not only here at home, but overseas as well. However, they have noticed that some companies are slowly abiding by the laws and filling proper documentations to the Revenue and Customs. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
The Fiji National University is currently only able to provide accommodation to 10% of its student population. And with a huge increase in demand for accommodation over the past couple of years, the university is undertaking a multi-million-dollar renovation on all its campuses. FNU says the scale of renovation has inevitably reduced the number of beds available. Ritika Pratap reports.
There are around 2,000 beds in FNU's halls of residence around the country, but due to ongoing renovations, some students have not been accommodated this semester.
The reality is that this is a kind of a continuing problem. The number of students that want to stay in student hostels has risen very significantly in the last 2 or 3 years.
Nigel Healy says they've had to make alternative arrangements for students in some cases.
We are exploring greater use of homestay. For some students, in extreme cases, we have taken actually rented accommodations, for example, medical students that are doing clinical attachments.
The renovation is being carried out in phases and the pressure on the accommodation will be for some months, but gradually decrease as work completes, says Healy. The FNU is working closely with its Students' Association.
We have high hopes for our request with the Vice-Chancellor. We want to request the university on some things, and let's hope tomorrow is the day they accept it.
The FNU says accommodation is a continuing problem and they're working closely with Investment Fiji and the Fiji Development Bank to either secure funding to carry out construction themselves or enter into a public-private partnership for a longer-term solution. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Still to come, Fiji's traditional village receives electricity and Tibet sector receives a boost. Details after the break.
Bula, nevang gomal kay leloma, gongay nakas on dumakarong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa Lambasa, ya on talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Guya Dr. Meli, ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Warong tuma ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere nawaluan.
Nevang go fane na tao no go singa toka, kita on talita kana Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Over 25,000 households around the country are benefiting from the government's rural electrification scheme. This was highlighted by Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama while commissioning a $650,000 grid extension at Navala village in the interior of Ba today. Philip Nekaso reports the Prime Minister has also assured Fijians they won't end here, as plans are in place to connect more households to the grid.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says they will continue to invest in the rural electrification scheme as it's a critical pillar for development.
Over the past years, we've given funding of over $224 million towards the energy sector. That's an historic amount of funding, and 70 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to funding rural electrification.
The commissioning of the Navala grid extension shows the government's commitment for families in the rural areas.
Our most recent census shows we have expanded access to electricity to 96% of our population, a remarkable achievement, and nearly 80% of our customers are now connected to our national grid, and that number grows today.
Navala is one of the few villages in Fiji which remains fully traditional architecturally. However, the use of kerosene lamps will now be a thing of the past.
This is a dream come true for us here in Navala village, as for decades we have pleaded for this.
We are very grateful because now women in the village can buy electrical items for their house.
The electrification of the village will greatly assist children who used to study at night using lanterns.
Today will be a memorable day for the villagers of Navala, as for decades they've always been in the dark. However, their lives will change from today as they now have electricity. Philip Nekaso, FBC News.
The trial of the Australian couple allegedly involved in drug-related offences last year continued at the Suva High Court, with the fourth state witness taking the stand today. Yvette and John Nikolic are alleged to have unlawfully imported illicit drugs, arms and ammunition in Denarau, Nandi, and are jointly charged with 2 counts each of importing an illicit drug, with 2 alternative counts of possessing an illicit drug. Catherine Krishna tells us more.
Thomas Indrisi, a chief customs officer, informed the court the couple's yacht Shenanigans was searched on June 22nd, where they discovered 10 bars of white substance in a blue bag. The accused and master of the yacht, John Neklik, later confessed there were 3 more bars in his possession, which were packaged using a grey and black duct tape. The bars of white substance were tested and confirmed positive for cocaine. John then informed the customs officers that his wife Yvette didn't have any knowledge of the illegal substance on board. During the trial today, the bars of cocaine were shown to the court as evidence. The couple were arrested after authorities seized 13 bricks of cocaine weighing 15 kilograms and methamphetamine tablets with an estimated value of $30 million. Officials also discovered $30,000 in undeclared currency, guns and ammunition. The trial has been adjourned until Wednesday. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
60% of all future jobs will be based around the technical and vocational sector, and there's a need to ensure teachers in this field receive proper training. Permanent Secretary for Education Alison Burchell highlighted this at the graduation of 46 TVET Level 4 trainers in Suva last night. Savera Tambor reports this qualification is the minimum requirement needed to be able to teach this program.
Receiving the highest accreditation in TVET program is not only a success but a challenge for these trainees to ensure they teach their students the best knowledge and skills to meet the demands of the country.
Said of an important sector for you to teach in, where much of the industry requires skilled workers. Something that we need to make sure that we transfer the knowledge correctly, as well as transferring the correct knowledge.
I feel so proud because I have passed my qualification.
This is a great enrichment, and this is I took it up as professional development.
Fiji National University has also stepped in by awarding scholarships to 3 graduates, enabling them to teach during the day and study in the afternoon.
We were very keen to support the development of that program and to see a pathway for the teachers, when they complete that, to be able to go on to further study and professional development.
I'm just grateful and thankful to be one of the 3.
The development of the TVET Level 4 qualification is part of the Fiji Higher Education Commission Improvement Program supported by the New Zealand government. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
Reserve Bank Governor Arif Ali and his deputy Salamasi Tambua made their submissions on the Code of Conduct Bill to the Standing Committee on Justice, Law and Human Rights today. The central bank leaders praised the bill, which has many relevance to their vision and mission, however highlighted some matters they wish to be included. Kritika Kumar has more.
The governor has proposed for the commission to be allowed to conduct its own investigation even without a complaint being lodged.
We are of the view that in addition to initiating the monitoring of compliance through investigation of a complaint, the Commission should also be empowered to initiate investigations on its own accord.
Arif Ali and his deputy also requested if strict conditions can be laid on anyone requesting a copy of a statement from the Commission instead of paying the required fee.
This may include, with the written consent of the person to which the requested statement relates, in the course of any prosecution of an offence, or in the course of any related bankruptcy or winding up by the courts.
The governor also suggested that the director for the Financial Intelligence Unit, who reports to him, must be included in the list of officials to whom the bill would apply. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Coming up in sports later with Jamie, for the first time, Fiji will host the World Weightlifting Championship, but Rachel joins you now with business.
Thanks, Akasita. Good evening, and coming up after the break, comfortable outlook on monetary policy objectives. And in growing Fiji, new coffee joint opens in the capital. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight, the outlook for the monetary policy objectives is comfortable, says Reserve Bank Governor Arif Ali. In its latest economic review, the RBF says global crude oil prices have declined by almost 17.6% since October last year, and this will help suppress domestic inflation and import growth this year. The governor says this will result in inflation activity expecting to subside to 3.5% by the end of 2019. Now, according to the RBF board, the Fijian economic growth performance of more than 3% is anticipated to continue over the minimum term as macroeconomic policies continue to be accommodative. And Sharon from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the money world.
Australian business conditions weakened sharply in December as sales, profits and employment all took a turn for the worse. A disappointing end of the year result that will only add to the concerns for 2019. Meanwhile, in the US, stock futures lost ground following a torrid overnight session on Wall Street. The US Justice Department charged China's Huawei Technologies Company Limited with fraud. This only raised more concerns over US-Sino trade tensions, prompting investors to ditch risky assets. With the risk aversion high, the safe haven yen gained some ground. Elsewhere, British lawmakers will debate and vote on Prime Minister Theresa May's next steps on Brexit deal. Britain is set to leave the EU on March 29th, but the country's members of parliament remain far from agreeing a divorce deal. And that's all from HFC Bank. Vinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. On to the exchange rates as it was set this morning. It was generally a good day today. The Fiji dollar gained against four of the currencies we cover, that being the US, Aussie and the Kiwi dollar, as well as the PNG Kina, slipping slightly against the rest. Taking a look at the commodities market, oil prices were up the barrel at $52.11 an ounce. Gold was up as well to close at $1,302 per ounce, and silver closed at $15.68 an ounce. Tonight's Grow in Fiji, the coffee culture continues to grow in the capital, with the locally owned Coffee Bean venturing into their second outlet. The new cafe, which officially opens tomorrow, promises an eco-friendly service with biodegradable cups and a plastic-free environment. Maggie Boyle has the details.
There's a new resident on Suva's 69 Gladstone Road, and they're all about sustainability.
We don't have takeaway containers. In fact, we have biodegradable wrappers instead. Even our cups are bio.
With years of experience specializing in what makes a good coffee, this barista says knowing your customer is essential.
How they like their coffee. So some people want it wick, some people want it strong with skim milk. This is how they do it. So I'll try and do my best and try and impress our customers here.
While the Coffee Bean officially opens tomorrow, this customer simply couldn't wait.
I just tasted it and it's delicious. And I also love that it's a bio cup, so I can feel really good when I don't have my coffee cup to use this one since it's biodegradable. And yeah, overall I think it's excellent, a big step up.
The Coffee Bean, whose first outlet is in Nambour, will operate 7 days a week. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
And that's a wrap from the business desk for tonight. Jamie joins you now with the latest in sports.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening in sports tonight. VGFA clears air on allegations against Gamel.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Fiji Football Association says it has not received any complaints from women footballers regarding allegations published by the Fiji Sun against national coach Christophe Gamel. This clarification comes after an article was published despite being informed by the Fiji FA that the matter is under investigation. Fiji FA President Rajesh Patel confirms the players have not made any complaints to the association. Patel adds on the 16th of this month, 9 players were found positive for drug use. He says Gamel discussed this issue with the players and made it clear that drugs are not tolerated by the association or FIFA, and they were subsequently suspended. Following this, the Bar Football Association sent an email to Fiji FA stating that these under-23 players were ill-treated by Gamel. Bar Football also requested that until that issue is resolved, there should not be any reprimand against their players concerned. But the Fiji FA policy and FIFA requires immediate suspension if players are found positive after a drug test. Meanwhile, internal investigation on allegations made against Gamel continue. Fiji Airways men's 7 speedster Alessio Nanduba is the World Series top try scorer following the first 3 legs of the 2018-19 season. The 28-year-old, who played a vital role in Fiji's victory in Hamilton over the weekend, has scored 15 tries so far, while Amniasi Tuimamba is second with 14. Captain Kalione Nasoko has scored 12 tries and is currently in 9th place. Fijian wing Timothy Nangusa has announced his retirement from international rugby, the declaration thus rendering his unavailability for the Rugby World Cup in Japan this year. The 31-year-old, who currently plays for French top 14 club Montpellier, made the announcement via post. Around 400 athletes and officials from 50 countries will converge in Fiji for the 2019 International Weightlifting Federation's Junior World Championship. Fiji will become the first country from the region to host the championship, and the organizing committee assures all equipment and facilities that will be used will be of international standard. Melita Vanga reports.
Around 400 elite lifters from around the world will be in Fiji in the next 5 months to compete for the best junior weightlifter title.
China, Russia, Iran, Turkmenistan, Korea, India, all these countries are coming to Fiji.
The government has come on board to show their support for the World Meet.
Our government is very committed to ensuring that we support such event initiatives because the benefit of such tournaments, particularly international tournaments, go a long way for the government.
Equipment coming in already on the ship. It's on its way already, and we will give you another opportunity to view the equipment once it arrives and see that, and that's part of the government support.
The organizing committee says they have finalized the logo for the event.
You can see basically a weightlifter on a stage, and the motions are either the clean and jerk or the snatch. So the colors, the Fiji, you get the proper Pantone colors. The light blue is the sky blue for the Fiji flag, and the dark blue is the Blue Pacific, which is a theme that governments talk about in terms of the environment and climate change.
The Junior World Championship will be held on the 1st to the 8th of June at the newly renovated Vodafone Arena in Suva. Melita Banga, FBC Sports.
Special Olympics Fiji will be sending a women's football team to the Abu Dhabi Special Olympics World Summer Games this year. Special Olympics Fiji chairman Biswa Sidal made the announcement after receiving a $100,000 check from Digicel today that is set to boost Team Fiji's preparations towards the Games. Corey Tandolala reports.
Special Olympics Fiji Chef de Mission Biswa Sidal says this will be the first time a women's football team will participate at the Olympic Summer Games.
We have taken the challenge to build the women's team. We were also looking at providing this awareness that women with disability can also participate. They also should be given the opportunity to play at the world stage.
The team's assistant coach says this is good news for women in sports, adding they're on track with preparation for the games.
All the players, they're looking forward, and we have Asenada. She is our main goalkeeper. She also participated in the 2015 game as in athletics, and this game it has really boosted her morale to be in the football team.
Fiji will be taking 21 athletes to the World Summer Games, which will be held from the 14th to the 21st of March. Corey Tandolala, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Secondary Schools Rugby League Board will select an under-18 team to tour Australia in April. Board Vice President Naira Toko says they're putting a lot of emphasis on this tour with the hope that NRL clubs take notice of their players. He says a few players who represented the under-18 national team in the past 2 years are now contracted to clubs in Australia.
Last year, Semi Valemi joining the Canberra Raiders. Also had Ciuta Wenigolo, and he has joined Cronulla Sharks, as well as Solomoni from Marquez Nainduki. He has joined Parramatta Eels.
And in today's play of the day, an actual flying Fijian. Trailing Edinburgh in the Pro 14 on Sunday, the Southern Kings managed to score 2 tries in 2 minutes to record a sensational come-from-behind 25-21 win. The winning try started off by Fijian number 8, Meli Rokua, who made a break from inside the 22-meter line and produced a flying, timely offload to winger Yo Peksa, who ran more than 50 meters to score the match-winning try in the dying minutes of the game. That's it from Sports Tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather and in new media. Check out Gboard, Google's very helpful official keyboard app. That's right after the break.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो Fiji 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो Fiji 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो Fiji 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो Fiji 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है, वैसे रेडियो Fiji 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो Fiji 2 देश की धड़कन।
In tonight's new media, we take a look at Gboard, Google's official keyboard app, and it's a simple keyboard that doesn't have too many frills, but you'll want to try this one out if your phone keyboard is giving you fits. We now join Angie with the latest from the weather world.
Hello there and welcome to the weather world. We had more anticipated showers throughout the country. Low-lying areas can expect flooding. The heavy rain is still pretty much active for the whole of Fiji. Let's see what the other centers had today. A look in the west, quite mild, scattered clouds and showers will be around. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, quite humid with heavy showers expected later tonight. Low-lying areas and roads can be flooded, so take extreme care. And up north, quite cool with showers also expected. Rainy time again. At sea, easterly winds 20 to 25 knots, very rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 8:13 p.m. with high tide at 2:39 a.m. Sunrise at 5:51. For tomorrow, I'm afraid showers will still roll in. Hopefully, you have your umbrellas ready. Tomorrow's temps, major centers will be cool at low 20s. And looking further on to Thursday, well, there is more showers coming our way. Let's brace for that. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Ako.
Thanks, Angie. And in Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, do you think the relevant authorities are doing enough to manage traffic during peak hours?
My thoughts, no, really, they're not doing really that enough. So I think they need to do more about the current situation of the traffic.
Time management of their route should be done, so to avoid traffic on the pickup in the morning, especially in the afternoon.
Other relevant authorities, they're doing enough. I mean, within their power. So yeah, for me, it's enough.
To the Land Transport Authority and also to Parliament, the approval on certain regulations and laws in regard to the traffics in Fiji, then I think it can, in some ways, prevent the traffic jams.
I believe they should have done more about it, but the way it is now, I don't think they have done enough.
Can lions and dogs play together? Well, in the world of the weird and wonderful, a lion cub can certainly be best friends with a bulldog puppy. Now, recapping the main stories, PM breaks silence on faith-based school saga, 4 die from leptospirosis and 20 police officers die from health-related issues. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. Now, to our poll question segment, this week we are asking, was Fiji's win at the Hamilton Sevens one of the best performances in recent times? Visit our FBC website to answer. And before we go, our shot of the day sent in by Alaniata Rokondra all the way from the north, showing cloudy conditions that we are currently experiencing across the country. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share with us on our Facebook page, FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight from the team and I. Stay safe and good night.
Bula, nevang go malakai leloma, gongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere.
Hoya o basit sai sa Lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere.
Guya do tumeli, ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere.
Warong tuma ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere linawaluan.
Nevang go fani na tao no hinga toka, kita untuk talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere.
Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasere.